I'm Rachel and I'm a dietitian intern at Ridgecrest Regional Hospital. And today I'm going to walk you through the topics of our newly created diabetes education packet. So if you have the packet with you, feel free to follow along. Chapter 1. What is diabetes? Diabetes is a chronic condition that affects how blood sugars are managed in your body. With type 1 diabetes, your body is no longer producing insulin. With type 2 diabetes, your body may still be producing insulin, but it is not working as well as it did before. Chapter 2. Testing and managing your blood sugar.
Hi, my name is Elena, and I help with the diabetes support groups and education classes here at Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, and I also have type 1 diabetes. Today I'm demonstrating how to check your blood sugar at home. There are 3 different parts that will come with your kit to check your blood sugar. Your meter, your strips, and a lancing device that contains a lancet. The meter and the test strip must match brands. They're not interchangeable, so when you run out of your original strips, you'll need to make sure to purchase strips that match the brand of your meter. The lancing device can be whichever style you prefer. Step 1 is to wash your hands. In the hospital, they may clean your hands with an alcohol swab, but at home all that's needed is to wash carefully with soap and water and dry thoroughly. This will remove germs from your hands as well as contaminants like lotion, hand sanitizer, or food remnants that can impact the results of your blood sugar test. Step 2, take a strip out of the canister and put it in your meter. This turns your meter on and gets it ready to receive the blood sample. Step 3, use the lancing device to poke your finger. The device has a dial on it to control the depth of the poke. For comfort, start with a lower number and increase if you can't get a sufficient blood drop. The sides of your fingertip are the best to minimize discomfort. You should rotate sites, but generally the least painful are the pinky, ring, and middle fingers of your non-dominant hand. After you poke, you may need to squeeze the base of your finger to get a large enough drop. If this doesn't work well, then turn the dial up a little on your lancing device and poke again. Take your meter with strip inserted and touch the tip of the strip to the blood drop on your finger. The strip will draw up the drop and the screen will display a few seconds countdown before it shows your reading. Take note of your reading in your logbook, then act on it with food, activity, insulin, or other medications as directed by your doctor. I understand that learning to check your blood sugar at home can be a very difficult and scary experience. I felt very many of those feelings myself when I was first learning. But as you practice and get better at it, you will find that it's not a difficult part of your diabetes management, and it won't be something that frightens you as much as it does at the beginning.
So now that we've seen a tutorial on how to test our blood sugar, it's important to note that regularly testing your blood sugar will help you better understand your diabetes and help you best take care of yourself. One of the most commonly asked questions is, how often should I test my blood sugar? This answer varies from person to person, but generally speaking, for those with type 1 diabetes, we recommend testing between 4 and 10 times a day. This may sound like a lot, but it'll give you a more accurate picture of how your blood sugars are changing throughout the day. For those with type 1 diabetes, testing between 4 and 10 times a day, we recommend testing when you first wake up, before bed, before eating meals or snacks, after eating meals or snacks, and before and after exercise. For those with type 2 diabetes, we don't recommend testing as often as those with type 1, but remember, the more often you test, the more you'll understand about your diabetes throughout the day. Another important number to understand with your diabetes diagnosis is your A1C. Your A1C tells you the average blood sugar value that your blood sugar has been over the past 3 months. This number is measured in a percentage. A normal A1C for someone who does not have diabetes is 5.7. A normal goal range for someone with diabetes is to be below 7, but please work with your doctor to set specific goals for yourself. Chapter 3, medications and insulin. Consistently taking your medications and or insulin is the best way to manage your blood sugars well. For those with type 1 diabetes, insulin will be your only medication and or treatment. For those with type 2 diabetes, there are many different types of treatments, usually oral medications, and in some cases insulin as well. Please work with your doctor to make sure you are using the appropriate treatment plan for you. Chapter 4, Healthy Eating. Healthy eating habits are an excellent way to help manage your blood sugar and diabetes. Here we have a My Plate planner for those with diabetes. One of the most important things to note is there are different food groups on the plate that make it balanced. The food groups we have here are vegetables on half the plate, protein on 1/4 of a plate, and some sort of starch on 1/4 of the plate. Our goals for those with diabetes is to have at least half our plate be non-starchy vegetables, which will not raise your blood sugar. It's very important to include protein in all of our meals as it helps us stay full and satisfied while also keeping our blood sugar stable. The last section of the plate are the starches or grains category. These are the foods that have carbohydrates in them. You can also substitute this section for fruit if you would like. Fruit also is a carbohydrate source. No matter what carbohydrate source you choose for your plate, make sure that's an appropriate portion size of about only 1/4 of your plate. When it comes to eating a balanced meal or snack, make sure that if you're having a carbohydrate source, always balance it with a protein or fat. A simple example of this would be, instead of eating just an apple for a snack, have either some cheese cubes or a handful of nuts. This will keep you full longer and help your blood sugar be more stable. Chapter 5, Being Active. Physical activity is a great way to help manage your blood sugars and take care of your overall health. If you don't like running or going to the gym and lifting weights, that's okay. There are so many other ways to be physically active. Simply take your dog for a walk, do some work in the garden, or push your vacuum around. Anything to get your body moving. Chapter 6, Reducing the Risk of Complications. Uncontrolled diabetes can have many effects on the entire body. Some of the most common complications are known as neuropathy, which is the loss of sensation in your fingers or toes, retinopathy, which is a loss or decrease in ability to see, or nephropathy, which is loss of ability for your kidneys to function as well as they did before. This information can be intimidating at first, but we hope that by educating you on every topic, you'll be able to care for yourself at your best and live a long, happy, and healthy life. Many people with diabetes live full and healthy lives despite their diagnosis. Chapter 7, Problem Solving. As in all aspects of life, sometimes things don't go according to plan. For those with diabetes, sometimes blood sugar values go in a direction that you weren't expecting. For those with type 1, sick days can be especially hard. When fighting a common cold, blood sugars can be unusually high as your body is stressed. Make sure to stay hydrated and check your blood sugars regularly, and as you get better from your cold, you'll notice your blood sugars get better as well. For those with type 1 who may be struggling with something else like the stomach flu or other sickness, you may notice that your blood sugar dips dangerously low. If this is the case, keep something simple like hard candy or Gatorade nearby so that you can sip on it and make sure that your blood sugar doesn't go so low that you faint. Another common problem for those with diabetes is something called diabetic ketoacidosis. This occurs when your blood sugar is very high, at least 250 or higher. When this occurs, people often feel excessively thirsty, nauseous, confused, or even have something called fruity breath. If this occurs, please seek medical attention immediately. Chapter 8, Diabetes and Your Mental Health. Living with a chronic condition can be an exhausting experience. This chapter is to help remind you to take care of your mental health along with your physical health. We recommend seeking the support of loved ones or something like our diabetes support group here at Ridgecrest Regional Hospital so that you know that you're not alone in the struggles that you have with diabetes. Chapter 9. This chapter is all about available services for those with diabetes here in Ridgecrest. Of course, our first recommendation is to see your primary care provider often, as they'll work to set goals with you about your diabetes. Other resources we have are the previously mentioned diabetes support group and a more in-depth group called DEEP, which is our Diabetes Education and Empowerment program. This class not only brings support, but it also educates you more and more about your diabetes. Another resource is our outpatient registered dietitian, who can teach you more about any nutrition concerns that you have with your diabetes. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, we're always here for you. And don't forget to check us out on our website at rrh.org and our Facebook page to get more information.